So today I'm checking out the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 and the Z Flip 3, and I thought I'd take you guys for the ride. Exclusive hands-on, let's go see what they're about. I also just realized that I started this vlog kind of abruptly, but that's how I wanted it to be. We need to get there on time, and that's what we're gonna do. So that's pretty much all the vlog footage that I could take, because as soon as we got to the actual place for filming, they covered up our smartphone camera. So both the back and the front camera was covered, and I ended up taking a lot of shots with my primary camera for videos for GN Techs. If you want to check out all of those videos, you can check them out using the card above. But in this video, I really want to talk about the Galaxy Z Fold 3, the flagship smartphone from Samsung, which I think has a lot of focus when it comes to durability, and for good reason. There's Corning Gorilla Glass Victus protection on all the glass surfaces, a material called Armor Aluminium on the hinge, which is apparently the strongest material on any smartphone used ever, and you've also got this protective film across the 7.6-inch QXGA Plus Dynamic AMOLED 2x 120Hz Infinity Flex display, so the protective layer basically makes it 80% more durable. I know you guys are wondering about the display's unique feature, and we're gonna get to that, but I also want to say that the Galaxy Z Fold 3 is finally IPX8 rated, and what that means is that it will be water resistant. According to Samsung, you can dunk it into a pool of water for about 30 minutes. This is fresh water at a maximum depth of 1.5 meters, so that's where you get this water resistance feeling. So obviously your splashes when you're using it in day-to-day are all going to be covered, and you can obviously use it in the rain as well. So I think that was one of the key things separating a foldable device from a typical flagship. But now that we've got water resistance on the Fold 3, it brings it ever so slightly more closer to what a typical flagship can do, although with the Fold 3 you do not get dust resistance. Overall, from a design perspective, the body of the Z Fold 3 is quite similar to the Z Fold 2. Key changes include a thinner 6.44mm profile when opened and a 271 gram weight, so slightly lighter. But while these features aren't quite obvious, the one that stands out is definitely the curvier design compared to last year's Z Fold 2. Instead of the sharp and edgy look that was sometimes uncomfortable to use with one hand, the Galaxy Z Fold 3 comes with a curved design that is very comfortable to use in one hand, especially for the time I had the device. The outer display of the Z Fold 3 is a 6.2-inch HD Plus Dynamic AMOLED 2X panel. So pretty much the size and function of the outer display stays exactly the same, but instead of a 60Hz panel we saw last year, we get a full 120Hz refresh rate on this model. But inside is where the real magic happens. We've already mentioned the display specifications, but it's also the world's first display on a foldable to sport an under-display camera. Samsung says this is for an uninterrupted view, and at certain angles and at certain times, the camera does manage to disappear. This is usually the case when using white backgrounds, but you will still see a visible matrix of pixels when in that use case scenario. And with a darker wallpaper, it's quite obvious that the camera is still there to see. I think there's minimal real-world benefit from this feature as far as what I've seen. Yes, you do get the novelty factor, and obviously Samsung is going to leverage this feature to market the Galaxy Z Fold 3 even further, but whether or not this uninterrupted view from Samsung really entails the camera downgrade to a 4-megapixel one, we'll have to wait and see. For those people who use the camera for, let's say, video conferencing, especially with flex mode on their Galaxy Z Fold 2s, they will see a quality drop off. Now, I'm not going to make a full judgment on the quality of the camera just yet, because the camera that I saw and the devices that we saw were all pre-released, so I'll wait for a full consumer retail upgrade before making my final decision when all the software is up to date. I think it's also worth mentioning that the cover displays 10 megapixel sensor and the primary 12 megapixel triple camera setup all stays the same. This isn't a huge deal, but I would have liked to see perhaps a better zoom lens on the primary camera setup, maybe borrowed from the Galaxy S21 Ultra, but alas, you do not get that. The back housing though and the back design is slightly different, and you get a much smaller housing for the camera overall, which just makes the smartphone look a bit sleeker. Now, other hardware is fairly standard, so you get the Qualcomm Snapdragon 888 chip with 12 gigabytes of RAM and either 256 or 512 gigabytes of storage. And with Android 11 and One UI, Samsung's made for quite a compelling package. You get an updated split view mode, which comes in handy especially when browsing through shopping lists, and a custom software feature that forces any application into split screen mode, which I think is extremely useful. Another one is being able to take notes in flex mode when watching a video, and that's possible because the Galaxy Z Fold 3 finally supports S Pen input. Only the inner display supports this, and you get either the S Pen Fold Edition or the S Pen Pro. The latter is bigger, works on a range of Samsung devices, and has Bluetooth. I also found general navigation with the S Pen to be intuitive, especially when using Samsung's taskbar, which is a feature where you get a pinned column of your applications for constant access wherever you are. This truly makes the experience feel desktop-like, taking advantage of all the power the Fold 3 has to offer. But that's as far as my experience with the Galaxy Z Fold 3 goes. As far as battery is concerned, you're getting a 4400 mAh cell. This is still a dual battery to encompass the design of the Z Fold 3 with 25 watt wired charging, 10 watt wireless charging, and 4.5 watt reverse wireless charging. And to nobody's surprise, the charging brick or headphones are not provided out of the box from Samsung. Hopefully I'll have some more hands-on time with the Galaxy Z Fold 3 in the next coming days, and subscribe to the channel and like this video if you don't want to miss out on future coverage. Thanks for watching. This was Vaibhav, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.